Hey comrade subscribers, hope you're all well. Sorry I've been a bit tardy with videos. I've been helping my my son with his Year 12 computing project. He's got to do some sort of client server, web client server thing. Problem is they haven't been taught it yet. And you know, asking the teacher, and the teacher just says, "Oh, just use AI." It's like, okay. Yeah, it's not something I've ever done, so I'm having to learn it as well, but we're muddling through it. So but interesting that the teacher just tells them to use AI. Yeah, but obviously with AI, it's great, give you ideas and stuff, but most of the time it's just full of shit. Anyway, before we get on to the topic of this video, I just wanted to show you something I've started doing. So I was looking at the Microsha, and you know, because I'm not sure where the issue is. It doesn't seem to be working. So I printed out some pinouts, because I'm always looking them up and printing them out, putting them aside and things like that. So in the case of the Microsha, it's an 8080 based machine. So we've got the 8080, the 8224 clock generator, 8257 DMA controller, and 8275 CRT controller, and of course the DRAM, the Soviet DRAM. So I thought, why don't I just put together... Oh, so one idea I had, because like I say, with pinouts, I'm always looking them up. You know, we've got my famous green mat here that makes things work. So in this case, like for example, we've got the Z80 pinout. It'd be great to have like a custom printed one of these with, say, all the CPU, 8-bit CPU pinouts on here, so you could just quickly look at it like I do for the Z80 there. That's one idea I had, but I don't know how to get that done. So another thing I've been doing is my little my little pink book. Lovely photo of my wife on the front. What else can I say? Oh, there's another wifey photo. Won't show you those ones. But I've been putting the pinouts in my little pink book here. And then I've got the 8224, but I thought it'd be nice just to have, like, say, maybe an A5 size. So A5 would be that big, ring bound, so that you can open it up flat and fold it over and things like that. So I've started doing a book. It's going to be quite laborious, but various sections. So I've got processors here. So for example, we've got the 8080. So we've got the pinout, and importantly, whether it's an output or an input. So for example, if you're measuring a pin and there's no signal there, well, if it's an output, then okay, there's an issue with this chip. But if it's an input, then you need to go and find where that signal comes from. So I thought that was important. Name of the pin and a quick summary there. Obviously the important pinout. So I wanted to have it like this. So basically 2 pages per chip, so that, you know, if it's printed properly and we've got a spiral bound, you can have flat like that, or you can fold it over flat like that. Just look at the pinout. So I've made a start. So we've got the 8080 and we've got the Z80. Obviously quite a few more CPUs to do. Then I've got a support chips. So for example, we've got the ZX81 ULA here. We've got some notes down here about different versions. What else? 8224, 8257 that we're just discussing, 8275, Amstrad gate array, and Soviet BMK. So the ZX Spectrum in a chip, essentially. So because I work on a lot on Soviet machines, so I've got the Soviet designation up here as well. And the idea is to have the index. You know, basically you can look this up and it will point you to this page. What else we got? We've got RAM. We've got a RAM section, so I've started doing that as well. Yeah, and I'm going to add a ROM section as well. So yeah, just something I've started on. Let's see, who knows. But anyway, the Micro Palm handheld computer. So what thanks to PCBWay, by the way, for getting these boards done for me. So what I've made here is a DD50 Breakout board, because unfortunately the only information about these computers that seem to be online has come from me. I've been able to dump the ROMs and the one disk image I've got, which basically has recovered DOS version 2.25 for the community. That wasn't available before I dumped it. And unfortunately, I don't have any documentation, so I don't know the pinout for the DD50. There's supposed to be 4 serial ports, plus power and things like that. Hence the breakout board, so I can try and figure out what they are. So there it is with the DD50. It was quite hard actually. You've got 50 pins in 3 rows to actually fit in. But I got it in there, so I just need to solder that up, solder some pin headers onto here, and then we can start trying to test it. So as is usual with all of my PCB designs, we've got nice rounded corners, no sharp corners here for a clueless engineer PCB. So yeah, so thanks again to PCBWay for doing those for me. We'll hopefully be able to use this to get some more information. I actually did find information. I actually found the founder and CEO of Micropalm Computers. Velton was his name. Unfortunately, he passed away 2 years ago in 2023. So that was a bit sad to see, because yeah, it looks like he was quite a busy man during his life. So yeah, that was a bit sad. But anyway, so yeah, yeah, let's put this together, shall we? So now for the hard bit. I've already done some analysis on my GitHub, so I think I know where the ground pins are, but I haven't done it on this one. This one I've just, everything's just straight through. I haven't actually connected any grounds together. And I think I do know what some of the serial pinouts are, because I think there's 4 Max 232 or similar chips on there. You know, one for every serial port. Right, let's get them out. I've got so I've got the PC4000 and the PC5000. They should both be the same. Depends what's in, what state. Okay, so I've got my 2 Micropalm PCs out. Probably the only 2 in existence. I'm joking, of course. There's probably a warehouse somewhere, perhaps in Florida, just full of these, with all the documentation, all the software that I desperately need. But yeah, this is the 4000 we've already looked at. This is the 5000. Main difference between them, I think maybe more RAM, but the 5000 was expandable. It's got this section here. You can see here, actually, it's got a 1 megabyte module that was added to it. So battery backed. It's incredible. I'm just astounded by, you know, basically an IBM PC in a bulky hand, But yeah, there's your 8088 chip there. So 80C88, obviously for low power. I've looked at all this before. I need to try and find replacements. So this is the lithium backup battery for when you replace the main batteries, obviously to keep everything going. A little bit of a bodge, I don't know. But so this is what these are the 4 Max 232 chips that I'm basically going to try and buzz out over here to figure out the serial ports. I'm not sure what else. Like I said, I have no idea what the pinout of this thing is. You can have a look at this one. No idea what the pinout is. So I don't know what else. It's obviously charging. There'll be charging on there as well to charge, because you can put. It's got 3 C-type batteries in here at the moment, but you can put in NiCads, I believe. So you know, obviously to recharge it. So I have done some basic pinouts without using that. It was a bit of a pain, hence the breakout board. So let me go get my list, what I've got, and see if we can make some progress. So the idea is that try and figure out. Well, the thing is, at the moment it's not booting because it needs some additional DOS files, in addition to the ones in ROM, which you need to transfer over, and then it should hopefully boot into DOS. And to do that, you need to transfer it via one of the serial ports. So little by little, let's see. This is on my GitHub, by the way, so I do have a GitHub. One of the, I think the PC 5000 actually came with a GE type SE2 smart coupler with DE9 receptacle. Of course, I could find no information on that either. But according here, charger provides 200 milliamps at 4.35 volts, only for recharging NiCads. So that's where I think pin 46 and pin 50 are related to the charger. So the Max 232, that's the pinout I've done there. I can't remember too much about it. But I do have written here, so microcontroller. So you've got R1 out, T1 in, and for RS232 you've got T1 out, R1 in. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. I'd have to look at the data sheet again. But on here you can see obviously we've got VCC and ground. So I'll try and figure out all the ground pins first, I guess, and then try and figure out the, I think because we lift that, oops, that was just stuck on there. Don't worry, don't worry. That capacitor was just stuck on there. But that's the 4 Max 232 chips. Max 232 EWE. That we're going to try and figure out. I think I'm actually making some progress. So I pretty much confirmed what I figured out before. So the Max 232s, the pinouts seem to anyway. But I've also now discovered, so there is a HCT245, an octal buffer transceiver. Right there. And so I've just figured out that this row of pins here, so pin 1 and 2 are ground, and then pin 3 through 11 are the direction and the A side of this transceiver. So now I just need to figure out what the other side of the transceiver. So that's maybe a parallel port or something, or some sort of 8-bit interface. Yeah, so we've got these two large chips. Obviously, I'm not going to have any idea. They're obviously some sort of ASIC or CPLD or whatever it was back then. GA00001, and that's probably GA002 or something. So I'll probably never know what all the functionality of the pins are there, because I don't have a schematic for a start. But yeah, so I'm making progress. I think to do further work, I think I'll think of using a maybe an Arduino or something. Use the serial port there to talk to this. Obviously you need to trigger file transfer as well. So there is, I think, I was going to say, I've got, the only documentation I've got is like a 4-page single sheet of paper, and whatever comes up on the screen. I'll have to go through and look at my older videos to see what I could actually figure out. But yeah, so I've got a bit of progress. So that's a few more pins figured out, and then there's a whole bunch at the end. Pin 33. Oh, so pin 36 is the direction pin for that octal transceiver / buffer. Yeah, and there is actually, what's that one there? That's a 244. Is that an inverting one or something? One's inverting, one's non-inverting or something. Can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, all right. So little bit of progress, but yeah, just wanted to kind of reintroduce the micro palm because I haven't actually shown them for a while. But I really want to get them working because they are marvels. I just wish that there was some more out there, so we could actually find some more information about them. Anyway, so I'm going to update. I'll work a little bit more, try and figure out a few more. For example, this 244, and I'll update my pinout on GitHub. And yeah, we'll try a bit more next time. Bye for now. Just before I go, yeah, as I suspected, so I had a look at the B side of the 245. Just picked one of the pins at random, and yeah, there it is. One of these. So whatever whatever this thing does, that's connected via this to those pins there, pins 3 to 11. Yeah, anyway, making progress. If you have seen these, or if you've got some of these, please do let me know, because I have not been able to find any information. You would be doing the vintage computer world a great service if you did find some more of these, or had some documentation, or anything, absolutely anything. I know I did find on, I think it was on archive.org, a few little snippets of information. One of them was a Microsoft memo that was released in some court case through Discovery, where they mentioned Micropalm Computers had paid them $22,000 that month or that year or something for ROM-DOS 2.25 licenses. And maybe, yeah. So I found that out, and then also there was some US Army report or investigation project or something about land use, and these computers were actually used. So I know they were used by some Army department, US Army department. So there's that little snippet of information as well. But otherwise, it just seems, I don't know, I just can't find any information at all. Yeah, okay, that's it. We'll leave it at that, and we'll have some more experimentation next time. Bye for now.